welcome back to the Team Empire podcast. You're here with your host, Shannon. I have another amazing guest on the pod today, someone I've been watching since last year, since I saw him get up there. We're going to talk about all of his shows that I've seen and everything in between. It's Dan Sharplin, your Classic Physique TOC champ 2 times in a row. How are you, Dan?
Good, good. Thank you. Thanks for having me on here. Like I said, I've been watching most of your guys' podcasts, so it's cool to be in the driver's seat today.
Yeah, I've got you
Yeah.
on finally. And like I said, I saw you last year at TOC. We're going to talk all about TOC because it seems to be like your show for Classic. So he's
Yeah,
owning
yeah.
it. I love it. Let's talk about it real quick. Like you just competed a couple of weeks ago, or a few weeks ago now at TOC for this year and took that one out as well. How was that? How was the show? Tell us about the day.
Yeah, no, it was good. Like I said, I did TOC last year. That was my first one doing TOC, and I love the show. Shane and stuff runs an awesome show. I've done Wellington in the past, and I've done nationals once. And that's by far a standout for me. That TOC show. So, yeah, no, it was definitely on the calendar for this year. And yeah, like I said, Shane runs an awesome show, well sponsored, looks after athletes. Anyone who was there got to see like what it was like backstage, had like gym equipment, the sign up package you get, protein bars, all that stuff. Yeah, it's just a good show to be a part of, and I was again happy to come back and compete in it. It was awesome.
It's so cool. What is the backstage vibe like? Is everyone kind of social back in that show, or is it a bit more like everyone's doing their own thing?
No, it was cool. A little bit different to last year actually. Last year was more numbers. But this year was a little bit smaller of a show. Some boys were there last year as well, but since it was just a small number, everyone sort of like just mixed and mingled really well. There was a couple of boys like Jake and stuff, and yeah, a few lads that I didn't actually talk to last year, didn't know, but this year was just from the get-go, just yarning and just like pretty good vibes and stuff. So no, it was cool backstage, and yeah, like I mentioned, they had I think Flex gave them equipment and had the chest fly machine. Had a cool little setup there. It was by far the best I've been a part of. So no, it was all good vibes there, which is cool. Makes it fun.
Yeah, I love that. So
Yeah,
you'd recommend it for other athletes to get into that show?
yeah, definitely. Like 100%. That'd be up there with my favorite show to
No,
do. So yeah.
gotta do it, people. I keep telling them, no, you gotta listen to Dan too. He's backed me up. So go and
Yeah,
compete. Go watch as well. It's fun to watch at that theatre. It's a really cool theatre. It's like really set up well,
yeah.
and you
Good
always have
stage.
support, so I'm sure they enjoy it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like nice stage. Good lighting and stuff. So yeah, it all makes it worth it in the end. So.
Yeah, nice, cool. So we're gonna get to know you real quick, Dan. I don't even know you that well, and I
Yeah.
stalk all of my guests before they come on. But your social media is pretty new too, and I'm like, fuck, I don't really know much about him. So I'm
Yeah.
just gonna give you some questions, and we're just gonna find out who Dan is. Okay?
Yeah. Sweet it is.
Where do you live in New Zealand? Where are you? Where are you based?
In Hawke's Bay, Napier. Yeah, small little place there, which is cool, pretty cruisy. Yeah, so that's where I've been pretty much all my life. So,
Nice. I'm a Hawke's Bay girl too. I'm from
oh
Hastings.
yeah, oh nice, nice. There's a
There's
good one.
quite a big bodybuilding culture down there, right? There's actually a few
Yeah,
around.
yeah, yeah, 100%. There's a few old dogs there too, so it's good. I've got a couple at my gym. Get some tips and tricks off and stuff. So yeah, no, it's a good little community there, eh?
It's cool. It's nice. Small town vibes. I love it. How old are you?
I turned 25 in July, so yeah, not too far past 25, which is it's getting there, but still feeling good.
You're a young boy on the sport though. You've got heaps of time.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I think I did my first show in 2020, I think. So I've probably done about 5, 6 shows, I believe. Yeah. So still fairly new, rookie into it. So
Yeah, getting
I
in
love
there.
it.
Nice. And what do you do for work?
I'm a linesman at Unison, which is our power company here. So yeah, up and down poles, running cables and stuff like that. So that can be physically demanding on some days, and keeps us busy 100%, especially with that cyclone that hit. Yeah, we were tapped out big time. So and yeah, it kept us busy and stuff. So in a way, it was good. It was good to be able to help the community out and when everyone was sort of down. So that was an experience in itself, but real rewarding one too. So it's good.
Yeah, yeah. Silver lining, eh?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's good.
And you're a father. Holy shit. And you're only 25, like nearly 25.
Yeah.
Crazy. So tell us
Yes.
about that. How old's your little boy? And tell us about how you juggle all of that.
Yeah, so got a son called Banks. He's just turned 8 months. Um, yeah, it's been pretty hectic to be honest. Anyone that's been through a prep knows what prep's like. And having a young one, a newborn slash toddler, I think it puts in a whole other category, eh? Like, I'm just so lucky to have my partner who pretty much held it down, pretty much all the time, to be honest. Like wait, when I go to work in the morning, do an 18-hour day, come home, have to go to the gym, do my meal prep. Some days I don't even get to see him. And she's the one that's yeah, looking after him pretty much. So she did pretty much all that work to be honest. But yeah, it's challenging, but it's super rewarding. Sometimes I buzz out. It's like, oh, he's mine, to be honest. But yeah, it's such a cool feeling.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
super
You
pleased.
are C-mum to a T because he's just he says the same thing about his missus. Oh, she does it all and she lets me
Yeah,
cook. She lets me do my shit. So that's so
yeah.
funny. You're like the epitome of him. It's great. But so your partner Brittany, she must do amazing. She must be amazing, and I know you guys are such a good little partnership and stuff like that. Does she train? Does she lift? Like, do you guys both? Did you meet in the gym? Like, tell us about a bit about her.
Yeah, so she definitely uh, she was she was a gym goer. She was in good shape when I met her. She's still in good shape. Yeah, she was harder into the gym. I met her through Instagram. Yeah, quick funny little story. She sort of hit me up on Instagram and just the message and stuff. So I didn't think much of it. And she was going through Napier that next week, and yeah, caught up with her. So it was thank Instagram for that one, and probably me being in shape due to bodybuilding too. So, um, but no, yeah, she loves the gym. Obviously having baby and stuff. She hasn't been as active and as she wanted to. But I think juggling obviously with her and my boy and juggling a lot of time and stuff, she'll eventually get back into it. Like I said, she loves the gym, so yeah, there'll be something that she would look forward to going into. He's in daycare a few days a week, so there'll be opportunities for her to start going there. And yeah, nah, she's awesome. She's bloody awesome.
Love
Does it
it.
all.
I love it. So cool. What a team. And I know you've got a massive team because like when I went and to watch the show last year, it was all go Daniel, like across the whole thing, and you can hear it in the TOC video I took put up last year. Like it's just go Daniel. It's so cool.
Yeah,
But so if you're in Hawke's Bay, why did you want to choose TOC? Like what made you go there? Because obviously you said you've done Welly before. There's
yeah.
obviously Auckland shows and stuff. What made you decide TOC was the one for you?
A good question. I think the main a good reason why I did it. One, hearing the good things about it, and Brittany's from Palmy, so yeah, her family still lives there. Especially going to this next show, I did have eyes on Wellington a little bit closer to nationals. But being this show being TOC and like an awesome show. And Brittany's parents still living in Palmy, a little bit more help on with our boy and stuff. So um, yeah, it was bloody awesome. When I got there, I had my own hotel room, and my partner, Brittany, and my boy just went to the my in-laws and stuff. So give me the space I need, give that time to prep for the show day and stuff. So it definitely did help, like not having to worry about that sort of side of things. She just gave me, everything I needed to just chillax, eat, go through posing, all that stuff. Um, so yeah, it was bloody good
Oh,
to have
that's
that sort of support. And yeah, like touched on my little army that travels with me. I've got a few siblings, so my siblings mates, some of Brittany's family from Wellington. Yeah, it's awesome. It makes a difference, eh? Like, I let them know, like, any noise, any sound, it does make a difference. The judges here, everyone's like, well, um, so yeah, no, I'm so grateful for all the people that show up and travel for me and stuff. It's bloody awesome.
it's cool way because you do hear it, man. Like obviously
Yeah,
I've been
yeah,
to the States now. You hear it. You can't see people as such, maybe
yeah,
sometimes. You can definitely hear them, so it's really good to pump people up, eh?
yeah, 100%. It's a cool feeling. Like you said, you can't see anyone, but when you walk on that stage and you hear it, you're just like, yeah, I know where you are. So it's a cool feeling.
Yeah, it gets you pumped up, man. I love
Yeah,
it.
100%.
Who's your coach?
I've got a local coach here, Aidan Thedham. So he's local. He did bodybuilding last year for a couple of years anyway. Yeah, real knowledgeable guy. And for me, it was good to have him in person. Like, I know there's a lot of awesome online coaches. I know that even big ones have a lot of athletes and stuff. Aiden, he he only takes me on. Like, I'm only under him, so he's about 5 minute drive from me. Obviously, a lot of effort and pretty much everything goes into me. Um, and like I said, yeah, he knows his stuff. He was competing, I think, about a couple of years ago. I think he did Wellington. But he's had a bit of a life goal switch and work and stuff. So he's not doing that anymore, any competing or anything, just focused on his life other life goals and stuff. So but he's still putting the effort and time into me, which is awesome. And yeah, and he's a good mate of mine, so it makes things easy.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
I love
I'm so
that.
grateful
We
for
can't
him.
pump him up and like sell him to other people because he's only got you, but
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, when people ask me who my coach is, there's like, there's a bit of a backstory. You probably won't know him. He's low key. He's not like one of those big online coaches, but he knows his stuff. So, yeah.
nice. I love that. If he wasn't your coach or if he wasn't around or coaching anyone, who would you pick? Do you have someone in mind you'd like to go with otherwise? Like if it was not possible to
Um, yeah, there'd be a couple of people in mind. I know Aiden got coached from Jordan, so a lot of a lot of stuff that Aiden probably puts onto me, he's probably learned from Jordan. So he'd be one that I'd probably go for if Aiden wasn't around, or if work for him was getting a um, bit too much for him. So he's definitely, yeah, Jordan would be probably one in mind. I talked to Jordan quite a bit, so yeah, there would be another option. But he's
people?
yeah, he's good for now, so
Yeah,
keep running it.
nice. I love that. How long have you
Yeah.
been? When did you get into the gym? Like when did you first step in a gym and be like, I love this shit?
Probably the year I started to compete. Yeah, so I didn't gym through high school or anything. I played rugby. Played rugby pretty much all my life from a rugby family. Um, from I think 1 or 2 years out of I think it was my first year out of high school. I did my ACL, my MCL in rugby. Yeah, so I had reconstruction surgery on both of those. And what's got me in the gym is I think I did a an Ash Mullen shred challenge. Yeah, so had my surgery, did my challenge, saw abs for the first time in my life, and I was like, "Phew, this is pretty cool, this is pretty neat." And then I got into a lot of rehab work and signed up. I was training at Anytime Fitness and a local PT, Jaron Fritz was there. And to be honest, I don't know how it happened, but we sort of just migrated from he was my coach and then starting a prep, I think in 2020. Um, I just yeah, because after coming off that challenge, I was like, man, I wonder how far I could like push her. You know, if people who step on stage normally get in like unreal shape, I was like, I can't play rugby anytime soon. And yeah, I'm a massive guy like for challenges and stuff. So I was like, yeah, why not? We'll run it back. And I think I did like junior bodybuilding, classic physique, juniors. Um, yeah, it was a cool experience, and yeah, I got a lot of time for Jaren who sort of set me up in that sort of area. So yeah, it sort of just sort of happened like that. But nah, pretty grateful for the little journey, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. And you feel
Yeah,
like it's for you? Like this is your sport
yeah,
at the moment? Yeah,
yeah,
nice.
yeah,
You can tell.
100%. It's like yeah, going from rugby to like a team sport, Tuesday, Thursday trainings, bit of a shindig on Saturday to yeah, Monday to Sunday, grind. But it keeps me busy, So yeah, no, it's all good.
Yeah, I love that. So how do you like you're pretty young, you're 25, you're an ex-rugby boy, so you would have been a bit of a drinker. Like how do you deal with that with prepping and stuff? Do you just not drink anymore? Do you not really care anymore now that you're a dad and stuff?
Yeah, that's a good question. I know at the start it was a little difficult from that first prep. Like you said, like going from my high school years into that sort of that rugby environment still. Saturdays are just given for drinking and stuff, every Saturday, you're putting in a shift. So, um, I think the first couple of months were difficult, just not being able to, I say not being able to catch up friends, but when people catch up, there's normally some sort of food or drinking involved. So yeah, I think the first couple of months were a little bit tough. But I feel like once I started seeing like that little bit of result, it was sort of just like a chain driven sort of effect. And it's like, well, I don't really like I want to go out, but I'd rather keep doing this and seeing what else I can do. Um, and to this point now, it's like, um, and now it's not like I want to drink much now. Like the goal's so much like bigger now. Especially with a family, like I don't really have the time to go out like Saturday, Friday nights anymore. So yeah, it's kind of like a blessing in disguise. Keeps me busy, keeps me off the drinks and stuff. Keeps me healthy. So yeah,
Love that. Awesome. So
yeah, that's cool.
take us through the shows that you've done. You said you've done about 5. When was the very first one? And like, which ones
Yeah.
did you have, if you can remember?
I'd have to think about it. So I think my very first one was Wellington Champs, I believe in 2020. Like I said, I did junior bodybuilding. I think I did like what is that, a 70 to 80 category bodybuilding class. And then yeah, my class for classic would it might have been about class C, I think. Um, yeah, that was awesome. I so that was the first one. I think I just did that one that year. I went back and did Wellington again. Um, did Wellington again because um the trip it was just an easy trip. I didn't have a partner at the time, so I was just the boys went down and stuff. So I did Wellington again. Um, I think very similar classes to what I did the previous year, and then I did nationals that year. So that would have been my third show. Yeah, I didn't do too well at nationals. I was still obviously still am, but still pretty fresh into the sport. It was more of just a learning curve into go up against some pretty decent bodybuilders. So it was a cool experience. Like now I look back at I didn't actually know them, but I was going up against Darren, Chrissy, all those fellas that are now my mates. I didn't know at the time, so that was cool. And then yeah, I think it might have been the two TOC comps. So yeah, I think 5. And then yeah, so it feels like it's been forever, but yeah, 5 shows under the belt, which I'm happy about. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a pretty cool little journey.
Yeah, I love it. And you're only getting started. So
Yeah, yeah, it's like 5 years or 4 or 5 years and 5 shows. It's a lot of time for 10, 15 minutes on stage per show, but you love that kind of stuff, so it's all
worth
worth it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. That's how it's done. So you said you did bodybuilding as well and classic in your first shows. What made you choose classic? What made you go that way?
Um, to be honest, I don't actually like. I'm not too sure. Like, so that first show, I was very very fresh and sort of just listened to my coach, and what he advised. I always had sort of all right legs from rugby, so I think that's why he suggested classic, just to see how I feel. Bodybuilding because there was a lot of classes that suited me. Like I think there was like a first timers, a weight category one where I wouldn't get overpowered by like mass monsters, um, a junior grade for my age. So there's like 3 categories I could fit in that one, which was good. Getting on stage, get like time on stage, and then yeah, a bit of classic. Um, but I didn't know that I liked that like classic as much after the coming years. That was sort of just again another class to get on stage. Didn't know much about the class itself. Um, but yeah, that's how that started. And then following years, I think I did bodybuilding at the other 2 shows. Nationals was my last year I did bodybuilding. I did a ride in that class. Like I got junior champs at nationals, which was cool. With the weight cap and stuff. So I fitted nicely in there. But after then, I was like, we had to talk to my coach, and it was more like I want to be in classic. By that stage, I did a bit of research on what classic is and what the look is and how they like it and stuff. And for me and my coach, we just sort of thought, if you pick the one class, we can come fresh on that one class. You can come your best instead of having like a bodybuilding class. Come on, go off. You might be a bit more flattered. The next time you're on. So yeah, that's why I've just stuck to the one class now. Keep fresh and dial in for that one class. And yeah. So
Nice.
that's yeah, what that
And
is.
that's the best division is my favorite. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, 100%. It's awesome. I love it. Super exciting.
100%. And it's like it's really like artistic and stuff, and your posing is like so
Yeah,
it's different than the other classes, and I just love it. It's fun to watch, it's like
yeah,
it's just really like beautiful to watch and stuff like that. So you've picked the right
yeah.
one. Did you get any feedback from the judges to be like, you should go to classic, or did you not really hear much about that, or it just you and your coach?
Um, nah, not as much, not as such as move to classic. I think. I think it was just a like personal preference thing. Like you said, once I started a bit of research on what classic was, watching CBum and all that stuff, I sort of just migrated to that class and like all the passion and like you said, the posing, the artistic vibe you get from that class. It all just fitted in with what I like to bring out on stage. And like you said, touching on posing, I'm a big believer in putting effort into your posing and stuff. You work so hard 3/4 of the year to get a great physique. Um, you want to show it off as good as you can too. So yeah, that's pretty much on that one.
Yeah, and your posing's amazing. I already talked about it. You probably heard me go on about it. Everyone's here go on about Dan. He's amazing. His posing's so great. All the TOC wrap up. So everyone already knows how much I love it. I think you captivate everybody. You come out and it's like that you demand attention. You're confident, like it's cool.
Yeah,
It looks like you're supposed to be up there and like you're in the right place and stuff like that. How often do you practice your posing and do you actually put effort in? Because it looks like you do.
yeah, yeah. No, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, so I think again, looking more into the classic class, I think those are pretty crucial points of being confident, stage presence, having the look, that they're after. Um, yeah, I love the side of posing. I know that your routine and bits of posing doesn't get actually judged. But like I said, if you're working 3/4, half a year to get like the physique you want, um, and you don't have good posing, it could just bring the whole thing down as silly as that sounds. But yep, no, I pose a lot. I put a lot of effort into it. Um, I can't even remember how many times I probably ran through my solo routines playing the same song, tweaking it. Yeah, I love that though. Like even from the first show, back in 2020 or 2021, I still did the same thing. I just set up my phone, pick a song that I like, and just went round and round and round, until I knew the song off by heart and stuff like that. But like you said, like on the day, you're just so amped to show it off, and it's one of those things that get the crowd going. So, I had a lot of messages. I think even from the early years, I think from Wellington and the first TOC show, that just random people I hadn't met before messaged me on Instagram saying, like your solo routine was awesome. Like they rated and stuff. And for me, I was just like sort of blown away. Like I don't know these people, but they sort of reached out and sort of noticed that I put a lot of effort into it, or try my best to make it as artistically as you can. So it's cool that paid off. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, I love that side of things.
Yeah, and you do such a good job. And where do you learn how to pose? Do you have a coach or do you just like watch stuff and try it yourself? Like, how do you pick it up?
Yeah, it's funny as to say, it's just sort of self-learning. YouTube. Um, so obviously I'm a big C-Bum fan, but I wouldn't say that he is the classic physique poser. I think more rough diesel, that kind of side of things, Logan Franklin, those people are sort of the YouTube videos I watch. And nowadays there's a lot of stuff on Instagram. I just literally save the reel, pick apart, screen record, pick apart what I like, have all these things in my camera and be like, yep, I like that one, that one, that one. See how we can transition it into, one sort of movement. Yeah, so I mean, down the line, it'd be cool to get a posing coach just for the very minor tweaks that I don't see with like eye to eye. But yeah, pretty much it's just being self-taught, go with the flow type thing.
Yeah, that's cool. That means like you
Yeah,
do a good because it pays off. I mean, it looks like if you were like, I have a coach, I'd not be surprised. So
yeah,
like
yeah,
on
yeah.
your own, you're doing well. So just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank
Um,
you. Yeah,
Let's go back to Brittany for a second because on the show day, you got on a knee, man. Like, holy shit, what a day.
yeah,
I'm so shocked. I was like, this dude's just won. I was like, is he just pumped and excited or did he plan this? Like, what is he doing? So, like, tell us about it. Did you plan, like, obviously you planned it because you had a ring and you had all that stuff there, but like,
yeah,
tell us about that as well because that's so cool.
yeah. It was a wicked weekend. Really couldn't ask for much more. Yeah, so there was a bit of talk. I know Brittany won't mind. She's been nagging me. I'm nearly 30. I'm nearly 30. Blah blah blah. And when's the ring coming? I've got your child. And at that time, I was going through the prep. I was like, yeah, we can look into it next year. And all that kind of jazz. I went in about 8 or 9 weeks before comp. Because we'd been in previously, the ones that she liked and stuff. So yeah, picked the one that she liked. And I gave it straight to my parents because I couldn't have it in the house otherwise. I know she'd find it or something. So shipped that off to my parents' house. And yeah, and yeah, come show day. It was quite good though because obviously I was locked in on the show. When you're for anyone that's proposed or got engaged, it could be kind of a nerve-wracking thing. I can imagine a lot of feelings and whatnot go through your head and stuff. But for me, it actually worked out all right. Had the comp to focus on. Had locked into that, and that side of things only sort of clicked once the show was over. I will say there was a lot of adrenaline after the show, knowing that that's what the plan was going to be. I just won the overall and stuff, so yeah, a lot of adrenaline pumping through me. But it was cool because I had about 30 people outside waiting for me. Only a handful. I think only my family sort of knew what was the plan. Um, so yeah. So got out after the overall. About 30 of my friends and family were there, except from Brittany. She was pretty much the only one that wasn't there. Um, and so there was a bit of a hunt to get her. She was sorting out her son. Um, and yeah, she sort of when she came, sort of got a few photos and dropped the knee. So yeah, like I said, everything just sort of flashed and it was happening. But no, it was such a special moment, and I had a mate there who I didn't know was actually there, but got a nice video you might have seen on Instagram, the reel and stuff he made. Yeah, so that was cool to see, and yeah, I was just grateful. Such an awesome weekend. Win or no win, it would have still happened. So just getting that win was also an extra sort of excitement to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was wicked, wicked.
It's so cool. Congratulations anyway. That's
Thank
huge.
you. Yeah,
That's
nah.
huge. How
Yeah.
did you guys celebrate after that? Were you allowed to eat whatever you want? Like, what did you guys get up to after that?
Yeah, so another interesting one. So like in previous post shows, I'm all about, yeah, let's get some good food, get some good food. This show was a little bit different. Obviously, like I said, I had about 30, 20 to 30 people there. Did the whole rounds of, coming, got people from Hawke's Bay, from Wellington. So did the whole rounds, thank yous and stuff like that. Um, And since obviously Brittany's parents are from Palmy, it was quite nice. My family was there, so we pretty much, cleaned ourselves up and just went back to my in-laws pretty much just for a bit of a catch up with some family. Had a whiskey that probably got maybe two mouthfuls deep, and I was done. Bit of pizza, and yeah, just a lot of conversations. Like I said, adrenaline was pretty much rushing that whole night into the next day. So I didn't actually indulge, which was a good thing. On Sunday it was a little bit more different story, but I think it was good. Yeah, like a lot of adrenaline, a lot of emotion, sort of checking over from the win, from being engaged. So yeah, I think it worked out pretty well, to be honest. Like not just stuff in my face kind of thing.
You never know what to expect after that, I'm sure, but you did well.
Yeah. No, it was awesome.
You did really awesome. That's so cool. So how's your prep been this year anyway? And like, how do you normally adapt to prep? Are you good in preps? Do you like shredding? Has this one been harder than others? Like, tell us about this prep.
Yeah, definitely. This has by far been my hardest prep I've done. One being obvious reason having a newborn and a toddler. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it just was a little bit different this time. I think with having my son and I sort of wanted to really push the boundaries this time and see what I could do. I know I came in TOC 23 in good shape and stuff. I could have been leaner, could have been a little bit more fuller. So and I know if you guys obviously Darren, Chrissy, Jake. I know all those boys were going to be there, so I know it wasn't going to be an easy show anyway. Um, so me and my coach sort of just said we'll sacrifice a little bit of size and just try, crack that conditioning. Um, and that sort of led me to like, 3, 4 weeks out, switching up the diet a bit, just going whole foods, taking protein powder out, which I've never done before. Um, all additives, sugar-free drinks gone, all that kind of stuff, which was new to me, and I definitely felt it, but definitely got rewarded with that, with the conditioning side, as Frank touched on. I think my conditioning and presentation and stuff brought me over the line for the show just been. But yeah, so definitely the hardest one, and it'll be interesting if I'm pulling the card on nationals, how this one will go, because I think it was about 16 weeks prior, a bit of a week off, and then it'll be another 10 weeks. So hopefully the body can hold up if we pull trigger on it.
Nice. So obviously the goal is pro card this year, right?
Yep, that's the goal.
And you don't have Ben in the mix anymore, and you don't have Nadar in the mix anymore. So this is giving you
Yes.
some good options right here.
Luckily, yeah, no, I've quite good mates with them too. So that's two decent athletes out of the picture. But I know there's plenty more out there. So I think I know a lot of people are doing the Wellington show, Waikato's and stuff, just so nationals is 2, 3, 4 weeks um after, so it's not much of a dig and prep. Um, but I was thinking, I've done TOC. I've got the overall. I can pretty much see who's going to be competing. As long as the live streams are up and stuff. Um, see what's going to be there. Obviously the main focus is just on myself. I don't try not to worry too much of what other people are going to be bringing, but it's always good to see, what you might be up against. And I know there's a lot of wild cards out there that don't post too much, that will just show up. So now looking forward to it. As long as the family and finances are in check, then I'll be there in 8 weeks on Saturday, I think it is. So to try crack that card.
Coming in hot. And what about those muscles? You didn't do that last year, and would you consider it this year if you didn't get the card?
Yeah, so it's been a conversation I've had a couple of times. I think I'm not too sure exactly what my plans are after the show. Like I said, I've pretty much been competing from 2020. If I believe I'm in the best shape that I've been. If I don't get, a water of a card or anytime soon, um, I'll probably have a decent off season, and I'm talking like a year and a bit, or year and a half. One to obviously put on a bit of physique, put on size, do the growth season, because pretty much competing every year, you're giving yourself 6 months
Yeah.
ish to grow, which ideally isn't obviously long enough, but yeah. So and again with family time, because obviously prepping, I neglected the family time a lot. Then there's a lot of things I couldn't do, had the energy for. So yeah, I'm keen to hopefully get this show um under the belt. Win or lose, it'll be a good show. If I win the card, then awesome. If I don't, then into probably a growth season, and some family time. Like I said, 5 years on the trot, the rest is well needed, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Back to back's really hard on the body, especially you boys too. Like us bikini girls, we can kind of get away with it, but like you need to build so much. It's like fuck, you don't have much
Yeah,
time.
yeah, it'll be good for the body too.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah.
mindset, all of it. It's just nice to have a rest, man. Like just take
Yeah,
a break.
yeah, yeah. Be a bit more normal, have a bit of energy, but I do like the whole Mo's muscle
Mm,
concept. I think like if you do that, you qualify for nationals the year after. Or saying, hey, that's a good thing. I know if I was planning on competing, I'll definitely do that. Just so you can just focus on that nationals for the whole year. Um, Maybe something to do when after the show and come back or whatever.
yeah,
We'll see how it goes. But
there you go. There's also a pro card on the table for classic and men's physique and an
is it?
Olympic. Yeah, so there's the pro show, so the pro athletes come in and they get their Olympia qualification, whoever wins. But there's also a pro card for amateurs for classic
Oh.
physique. They did it last year, and some overseas guy got the pro card, and everyone was fucking
Oh yes, those dialed guys from, yeah,
all those Malaysian dudes or something, and I was like, who are these?
yeah,
hell? Like,
Those
yeah,
are the wild cards I'm talking about. Like, holy heck, I actually remember that now.
yeah,
And
crazy.
they were like professional. They looked so unreal.
Yeah. It was cool to be backstage with them because I was just obviously bikini. It wasn't about the ladies for that show, but it was just cool to see the guys are like squirting sugar in their mouth every 20 minutes or something. Like the
Yeah,
coaches were so intense, and they were glazing them up and shit. It's just cool to see. It's cool to be backstage with the pros,
yeah, yeah.
Danger.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Who knows? Could be on the cards. It's always expensive though, and a lot of people need to remember that if you don't live in Auckland, like it's a fucking mission. It's so much money.
Oh,
Nationals,
no.
it's a lot.
Yeah,
So
100%. So,
yeah, no
yeah.
pressure, but just we'd always love to see you more. And if you don't get your card, we want to see it happen.
Yeah, no, I completely forgot about that. So we have to see, what happens, and yeah, who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, don't tell anyone. We'll just see you turn up and just.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
What is who's your favorite classic dude? I was probably Seaburn, but if you had to pick two, like who would your favorite classic physique Olympians or pros or whatever? Who are they?
Yeah, yeah. Seabum would obviously be up there, probably like most people. I touched on Logan Franklin, I believe it is. I like him. I like he's another one that puts a lot of effort into his posing. Um, I'm a Rough Diesel fan as well. He's the best poser by a long shot. Um, yeah, I'm excited to see who shows up at the Olympia too. I know, Matt Gregor and stuff like that. There's gonna be a lot of cool fellas. But yeah, that'd be my main three. Um, yeah, obviously Seabun's physique is classic. It's classic, and then the other two, yeah, their side of posing to it, which gives them their own category. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Big dogs, the good
yep.
guys. What's your favorite post-show treat? Like, what do you are you a sweets guy? Are you a burgers guy? What do you have?
Um, I'll definitely lean towards more donuts, and yeah, and it was awesome because TOC, obviously the two shows I've done for there, they've always got donuts backstage, which is awesome. Yeah, I haven't been able to crack it until their overall photo that happens right at the end, but there's always something waiting there, which is cool. Um, yeah, I'd definitely say more donuts. But then again, like I love a burger and stuff too, so um, bit of both, yeah, yeah.
Have it
Nothing
all.
too
You have
crazy.
to.
Yeah.
Um, what's your training like at the moment? What's your split? Like, what's your split right now?
I've had that question a couple times in the gym, and it's always a tricky one because a lot of people, expect the bro split or the push pull legs. Coming off the 23 TOC show, me and my coaches pretty much put a plan on what I need to bring up. And that was pretty much like shoulders. There's a lot of things, shoulders, chest, back, and stuff. So my days were looking super, super weird. Something like it was like legs or quad focused leg day, finished with shoulders. And then it was something like hamstring and a bit of chest at the end. So it was really weird, but it was just catered to what body parts that I needed most, which was, it kept things interesting. And it was like, it wasn't just going in a few chest exercises, a few tricep exercises, walk out. It was just going in, knowing what I'm working is what I need to work on. And yeah, it's been good. But yeah, when people ask me that, it's just like, oh, it's gonna sound a bit crazy, but I'm doing legs and then I'm finishing with shoulders, or something like that. So it's like I go, okay, like
Feel like I'm not
but
gonna copy
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, I'm not gonna copy it, but yeah, good on you.
Nice, I love it. What's your favorite muscle group to train?
Um, Probably have to be chest or legs. Yeah, a bit of a madman for saying legs, but when you get a decent leg session in, there's no better feeling afterwards, finishing that. Um, but yeah, chest would be up there as well. Yeah, yeah, just a good chest pump is always great. So
It's always important. It's gotta be done. Gotta have that. What about do you do calves?
I don't do
Oh,
too much calves work. I
oh,
do a lot of cardio, incline walking and stuff like that. I know that would that obviously helps out a little bit. But I've always, again being going back to rugby days, I've always had sort of the rugby legs slash calves on my yeah with me. So they haven't been a priority, but I will train them every now and then. Like every body part you should. Um, but yeah, not really been too much of a focus of other body parts. Um, but yeah, yeah, it's pretty much
so,
thanking rugby for that one. Yeah.
yeah. I love it. That's so good. Good old rugby background. Always got the pins on you. Always popping. Uh,
Yeah.
what do you do cardio at the moment? And how much do you do if you do?
Yep. So I'm pretty much a cardio, I wouldn't say all year round, but most days. One for the mental side of things. Off season it's still a minimum 20 minutes on the treadmill. And I'm sitting at 30 minutes at the moment. Just faster cardio. Obviously, working and then a training session in the afternoon. Nothing too crazy. So I think it just gives us a bit more cards up our sleeve if I need to push a little bit more. So 30 minutes isn't too much. And if you're dropping weight and getting crispier by the day, you still got a lot of time. You can, I've been on the treadmill hour and a half in previous preps. So there's a lot of cards up the sleeve if we need, which is good. But
That's
yeah, I just like sort of the mental sort of side of things you get from it.
good.
Um, Endorphins are good once you finish. So yeah, always been a cardio fan.
Yeah, nice. Good one. Getting it done. Got to be done. It's one of the
Yep.
things.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
if you're comfortable sharing it, but how much do you know how many calories you're on and like what would you get to in like an off season? How much food are you eating?
Um, I think in the off season, I would have been pushing anywhere between 4 and 5K, I think. Yeah. So a bit of food. At the start, I was like, man, I'm hungry. Like, let's pump it. And then by the end of it, I'm like, no more, no more. Um, at While I'm in comp prep, say something like now or like closer to the show, um, I don't actually calculate the calories because I don't really want to know. Um, I'd say it'd be anywhere between like two K, probably just above 2K or something like that. But yeah, if I start breaking it down, I'll probably get in my head and
Yeah.
sort of think about it too much. So just leave it to the coach, do the plan, and yeah, hopefully it all goes well.
That's why meal plans are good, eh? You just stick to the plan.
Yeah, just listen to it. Yeah.
I love that. So you want to get a pro card, but do you have any biggest, like, what are your biggest goals with competing? Do you want to, like, is Olympia the goal? Like, what is the biggest goals?
Yeah, so yeah, definitely pro card would be, the goal. At the moment, I haven't thought like I know it might sound silly. I haven't thought too much past that because, one, I need to get to that stage first, and that still could be, it could be in 8 weeks, could be in 2 years. But ideally, being on Olympia stage would be a bloody dream. Yeah, so obviously with a young family and stuff, just tying things in together. But yeah, I think the focus would be see if I can get this card, however long it takes. I know, when you become pro, there's probably at least 2 years or a year, 2 years, 3 years of working before you're even eligible to compete with those fellas. So, um, yeah, so it would be a bit of a wee while away, but yeah, sort of like to just focus on the smaller one, get to there, really see where I'm at, see where the life goals are at. And then sort of look a bit further. But yeah, definitely Olympia would, or even just going and watching Olympia would be a bloody dream, to be honest.
100%.
Um, Stepping on stage here would be a whole nother level. So yeah.
Absolutely. Hopefully we'll get some backstage footage from the girls this year and like Frank.
Yes, yeah, hard out. That'd be cool.
It's gonna be good. Your content's awesome. I've only just recently started following you, but like, I don't know if you've just started more content as well. Like you're just starting to push it a bit more, maybe, but
Yeah,
you're good at it. So keep doing what you're doing, coming from
yeah,
someone who's
yeah.
ages, like, and for a guy, you do a really good job.
Thank
Um,
you. Yeah.
is it new for you? And like, do you have a YouTube? Like, what kind of socials do you have? TikTok, all of that stuff?
Yeah. So I know closer to like competitions and show days and stuff, it's a lot easier to post things and stuff because you're looking better. Everyone likes to see a crispy shredded physique or whatever. But yeah, I've really tried to just consistently post just not I wouldn't say daily, but a lot more TikTok and all that stuff. Just giving it a go. Um, I do like sort of the artistic sort of aesthetic vibes to Instagram. All the cool videos and angles and whatnot. Um, so I try to put a bit of effort in there, and when you're on prep, you're not eating like too much nice food. You're not going out and stuff. So I kind of use that time to sort of put into for things, and like a lot of people get things out of it. Like training videos and questions and stuff. So it's sort of a win-win for the followers and for myself as well.
And you can track your progress. Like you can go back and see what you're looking like last year or the year
Yeah,
before.
100%. Yeah, I've got, yeah, it's awesome to see. It's honestly, it's the best thing. You can just put them up, bang, videos, because yeah, I've been pushing it for the last couple of years. So it's been cool to, put things side by side. This is where I was, this is what I was doing. And see the changes and progress and stuff, which is, cool feeling.
It's cool, man. It's cool. Keep doing it because we love it. I love to see it. And like, I feel like New Zealand, especially the guys, are real D-lo, like really like to keep it on the low. And it's
Yeah.
cool. But like, we like to follow you guys too, though. So like,
Yeah, yeah, hard out, hard out.
challenge, man. I see on your Instagram that you train with like the boys and stuff, and you guys have a really good time. Do you have a good little crew down there? And like, where do you guys train? And tell us a bit about that.
Yep, yep. So, um, I just train at the old City Fitness at the moment. You know, the one I go to is actually isn't too bad. It's got nice old equipment, smooth machines and stuff. So, for what you pay, you really can't complain. I've been at Anytime Fitness for pretty much most of my time I've been gymming, and that was a good gym. Made a lot of friends there. Old coach was there. So yeah, no, that's been good. Um, I tend to train with the boys, pretty early out from a show. When it gets a little bit closer, I kind of just, need to lock in, like, as those sessions where you just need to put the headphones on, the hoodie on, the don't talk to me face. But yeah, obviously in moderation, there's times and places where, you can get that kind of stuff done. So, no, grateful for my training partners when I do train with the boys. But also love my solo sessions too. So
They all have their place, eh?
yeah, 100%. Yep.
Do you have any advice for new boys coming up, maybe a bit younger, maybe like 18, 19, 20, they want to do classic? Would you give them any advice? Would you be like, wait a minute, like give it some time, get a good coach? Like what would be your advice for the newbies?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Obviously I think I started when I was 20 or 19. One of the first things I'd sort of suggest is, make sure you're committed. Obviously being, say, 17, 18, 19, you're still very much introduced to the drinking side of, social things. And sort of just touch on, if you want to do something like this, um, that kind of gets put to the side a bit, that social side of things. So getting mentally prepared, I know for sort of someone like a 19 or 18-year-old, a prep like that could be very mentally like draining and stuff as it is for us. But being new, very, very young and new, I can see how it affect them. But yeah, classic especially. I think I'd just, suggest them, if your mind's right, go for gold, keeps you busy, you get in shape, you get healthy, get onto a good diet routine and stuff. And yeah, yeah, I'll just give it a go. If um, what else would I say? Yeah, I know for me, doing this bodybuilding sort of side of things, even once I'm finished, I know that after bodybuilding, I'll still probably carry on, eating like that. It's just the things it's taught me, what food does, how it works, what it does to your body, certain times. So definitely you learn a lot of life lessons from it, I reckon.
100%. That's
Yeah.
good. Take it on, boys, if you're listening, because I know that there's a lot of coming up, and we always have first timers and juniors and stuff now, like men's physique
Yeah.
and stuff. It's really cool. And just to give them a little bit of advice from someone who's done it now for 5 years, crazy. And 25, boy. Uh,
We-
so are you competing next at nationals, or are you going to do any other regionals? Or are you going to go watch any of the other shows? I know they're not really local for you, but are you going to try and make it to any other ones while you're there?
Yeah, Um, I think last year we went to watch the Wellington one, which
Hmm.
was all good. So yeah, we'll see what how the fans checking on. Always like to, yeah, we've got mates in Wellington, people who come watch me. So always good to catch our friends there. Might look at the Wellington one. But other than that, it'd probably just be nationals for me. Like I said, if the family's all in check and the finances are all ticked off and stuff, then yeah, you'll definitely be seeing me there. Trying to go for that card. So.
We got to get it done.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be at South Island, so I'll send you a little video of the
Oh
boys.
yes, yes. Awesome. Yeah, yeah.
I'll
We'll
hook you
need to
up.
be I know a few boys can be in there, so it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
So it'll be
Always
good.
fierce down there, right? It's a weird competition. Like you just don't know who's going to turn up and like how it's
Yeah.
going to look. So it's like, I don't know, but I'll let
Yeah,
you
hideout.
know.
That'd be interesting. Cool.
Are you sponsored by anyone? And if you aren't, like who would be goal sponsors for you that you would like to work with?
Yeah, it's funny. Just recently picked up a clothing sponsor. I don't really know. Committed AF. You probably can't see it's probably backwards.
Cool.
Funny story to that. So again, after the 23 TOC show, bear in mind I've got a couple of athletes here in Napier that are sponsored by them by that stage, and seeing their stories and stuff like that. I saw they were well looked after, and it looked like a cool little community they had going on. So after the 23 TOC, I sort of reached out to them and just was like, hey, this is who I am. I've just finished doing this. Any chance, we can maybe put something together, work together? And he kind of at the time, I think it was just wrong timing. And he just said, look, we'll look into it, blah blah blah. And yeah, I pretty much a year later said the same thing. I was like, hey, anytime, any chance this time? And yeah, they took me on board, which was cool. I literally had like a package for myself and Brittany 2 days later with all this new gear. Yeah, they've been awesome to me. They've looked after me. They dropped off some team kit um, before show day a couple of weeks ago. Anything that I've sort of after, they just like that. So, no, I'm super grateful for those fellas.
That's so
Super.
cool. And do you have like a code if people shop, or do you just recommend get it, guys?
What was that? Sorry.
Do you have like a discount code for people shopping?
Yep, yep. So with them, I think it's just code Dan. And on supplement sort of side of things, we're just a local shop here, Supplement City. Same thing, code Dan. We just get helped out a little bit with subs there. Um, and yeah, no, Shane Hunter's been helping me out a little bit too. So he's got all the goodies there too. So
Love that.
again,
Love
yeah,
it.
so grateful for my support and stuff. So.
It's handy. It helps out a lot.
Yeah, it does, especially, like you touched on the cost and stuff. Someone that goes for protein, 2 weeks tub or something like that. Definitely just helps out there a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
And just cool to be recognized as well, by
yeah,
brands.
yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yeah. I think people need to sign you on because like they need to get in early. They need to get down, man. I know a lot of people that listen to this pod, like you might have heard of Strom, the guy that runs Strom. He sponsored Jasmine after I did the podcast with Jasmine. So it's like
Yeah,
I know people are listening to the pod, so fucking hook Dan up, sign him up now.
yeah,
Pay him because he's like, I just think you're just gonna go so far. So like get on Dan now if you can, because
yeah. I seen those fellas. This sort of just come up from a couple of people I follow. They look like a cool little neat brand too. So
well.
yeah, hard out. No, that'd be cool.
Nice. Dan, that's pretty much everything I've got for you this episode. Thank you so much for your time. I know you're prepping, and I know like everyone I get on at the moment is prepping. So I honestly appreciate your energy and your time, and like it's been so good to chat.
No, no, thank you very much for having me. Like I said, watch all you guys' podcasts. So it's been awesome to be in the driver's seat. It's been smooth air. So no, thank you again, and yeah, that's been a pleasure.
It's been so good. And I've got to ask, can I get you back on after nationals when you've had a bit of food and stuff, and to see how it went?
Sure can. Yeah, we'll run it back for sure. That's us.
Nice. Thanks, Dan. And thanks everyone for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and like and all of that stuff. And check out the description below to how to follow Dan and his content. You need to do it. You need to do it now. Don't even sleep. Go do it now. And then, and we'll see you all in the next episode. Thank you so much, Dan.
Cheers. Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks. Bye.